Let's see who's hanging out today. When you pop on, if you could say hello so I know who's hanging out here, that would be great. We're going to get started. All right. So, you can tell I have like ink and stuff on my fingers. I've been doing the mixed media thing, or trying to do the mixed media thing. So today, I'm going to use the Friends stamp set, and this is quote unquote a planner stamp set, just because it's optimized for planner size, but it really makes great cards. It really makes great tags, just all kinds of stuff. So I wanted to make a card with this today. So that's what we're using. So I stamped out the two little friends here, and we're going to start coloring. So I'm going to start with E000, and I'm going to use my brush tip. I'm going to not forget to color her shoulder. And we're just going to put a nice even coat everywhere her skin would be. If you guys can comment so I know that you're here, that would be amazing. All right. So I've laid down that base coat. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my E04. I'm going to start putting in shadows. So I'm going to start by shadowing where I know there would be shadows to begin with. Faith, I see your thumbs up. I know you're probably trying to comment. There's a lot of Facebook glitching for people right now. And so there's people that are not able to comment. I know Faith is having a hard time being able to comment on anything. Any of the live videos. So is Jude Lund. There was a couple other people that were having issues being able to comment as well. So sometimes if you leave the video and then you like clear your cookies, and then you come back to Facebook and go to the Sweet Sentiment Stamps and Friends group and join the video again, you'll be able to comment then. I know it's kind of a bunch of hoops to jump through, but so far that seems to be the only way to get it so that you can actually comment. Okay. But I don't know if anybody is able to comment at all. And that is what's hard for me, because then I can't see and interact with you guys. Yeah, see, I can't tag anybody either. Grr. Nobody can comment. Lena's trying to comment too. Oh, Facebook is so mean. I don't know if I should. Oh, Wendy, you can comment. Yay. It's so difficult when Facebook, doesn't allow commenting. Like, people are stuck not being able to comment. And that makes it hard. Because nobody can interact. Nobody can ask questions. I think my EO4 is starting to get sticky. I need to clean it and refill it. I've never been here and was invited from my card group. Well, I can see you, Wendy, and welcome, welcome. Here we are. I'm glad that being new, it's letting you comment, because it's really not letting like anybody comment. And that is so incredibly difficult. And it's not just my lives, it's like all across Facebook. It's a major problem right now. Facebook is super glitchy right now. They're having all kinds of problems. Since I'm new, are you using regular Copics or did you change out your nibs? So these are regular. You'll notice, I think you probably noticed on my E000 that I have a bullet nib. I don't suggest you going out and getting bullet nibs for your Copics. There's a couple of, see here has one too. There's a couple of markers that I have bullet nibs on, but I honestly don't use them very much at all. And so it's not worth wasting your money going out and putting bullet nibs on all of your markers. So with that being said, it depends on your comfort level and what you use them for. And I know this looks super scary right now, because it's literally like one little colored part on this whole white piece of paper. I am using Sweet Sentiment paper, of course. And so it's really easy to blend on, even when you forget to color the ear. Or when you color outside the lines. And I don't know why I chose this super teeny tiny image to color today. It just felt like I needed to. I felt like I needed a friend today. My Sandy Ledoux is coming to visit very soon. Let me get my colorless blender. So I will have a friend here. And then I feel like this dark made her fingers look a little bit webbed, so I'm gonna fix that. Now remember, a colorless blender doesn't actually blend. It pushes the ink away. All right, so there's one skin tone. Now I'm gonna use darker markers for the next skin tone. Because I want them to look really different. Sorry, I'm yawning. Man, ladies, let me know if you can comment when you come back in. I would love to know if you guys are able to comment once you come back. So I'm going to take my E00 like I did with the other image, and I'm going to put down a whole... I'm watching, but you cannot see my comments. It keeps saying error when it's sent. Yeah, Lori, that's what I was just commenting on or just talking about, because, I don't know, there's some problem with Facebook right now that is happening. So if you try leaving the live and then clearing your cookies, and then when you turn on Facebook, go into Sweet Sentiment Stamps and Friends and click on the video. And you should be able to comment at that point. But Facebook updated, and ever since then, nobody's really been able to comment, or it's very difficult. You're finishing up lunch. What's for lunch today, Cameron? Cameron, it's so frustrating. Nobody can comment. Facebook's mean. So I'm going to use E18. And I'm going to start with her little fingers over here, because if I don't, I'll forget them. Let's be honest. And don't be scared of your shadow colors. I know that this looks really dark next to that white paper. Nachos, yum. I'll have nachos. That sounds amazing. You'll be happy to know, Cameron, that since I always click in from the group and not the notification. Yeah, I think that's part of the thing, is if you click from the notification, it's not letting you comment. But if you come in through the group, then it lets you comment. Barry did all of the yard work this morning so that he wasn't loud on today's live. So he just finished a little while ago. Thank goodness. Hi, Rajaki. Well, I'm glad that you guys can comment. At least there's people here that can chit chat. I'm sorry for all of you that are not able to comment right now. I know it's very irritating, but at least you can watch. Trophy husband metal move for sure. Yeah. Don't forget to color her ear since it's there. And a little shadow around her nose and around her hairline, where her hair would cast a shadow onto her face. Notice I rotate the paper a lot to keep my hand comfortable. And then where this girl's face would leave a shadow. There we go. And don't worry about their facial features. We're going to put those in later with a multi-liner. I'm going to move to E15 now. And I'm going to push all of those shadows back into the shadow. I don't want to pull all of these shadows out because it'll muddy my highlight. So I want to make sure that when I'm coloring, I'm either pushing these shadows back or I'm pulling them back and coloring towards the shadow. Don't forget to color her fingers. I'm saying that more for me than for you, but if you need the reminder, don't forget to color her fingers. All right, so you guys get to pick hair colors. So talk to me about hair color. We're gonna do the girl with the glasses first. So tell me which hair color you would like her to have. I know Cameron's gonna say rainbow. Remember fingers when you're coloring sleeves, right? That's exactly right. Okay. E13. Same method. Just pulling those shadows back into those shadows. Coloring all of this in, working ever closer to the highlight. And you can see how that subsequent colors go a lot faster. Sassy gray. Sassy gray. I like that. We can do some kind of cool, like, cool gray color. A cool gray. I am down with that. Okay. Oops. All right. And then I want to use E21. E21 will definitely lighten her skin up a little bit, and it has a lot of pink to it, so it'll warm up her skin tone too. All right, so totally went out of the lines here. There we go. All right, so we're gonna go sassy gray. That's what the people asked for. I'm sorry, guys. Woo. Okay. So, let me pull my sleeves up a little bit. It's about to get real. I'm going to use C8. So she's going to have like a black gray hair. And I'm starting at the part of her hair. And then on this side, I'm starting at the very edge of her hair. And just doing these little brush strokes. My brush strokes are probably going to be smaller than yours because of a lot more practice. So know that the more you color hair and the more you practice with your markers, the smaller you're going to be able to get those brush strokes to be. I also like to do them towards my body. I seem to get thinner brush strokes when I'm going towards my body than when I'm going away from my body. So I've just added the shadow. Now C6. We're going to elongate these shadows some. Leave plenty of white in between your brush strokes. What kind of hair color are we going to do on the other girl? I'm going to go C4. Okay. And then C2. I like this gray color. I think it's a great color on her. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of C0 into the highlight. There we go. While you're thinking, I need a hair color for this girl. I'm going to add some rips to her jeans just by coloring in some skin tone on her jeans. And I'll show you how to make them rips later when we color her jeans. But since I have all the skin tone markers out, I figure I may as well do that. I love that hair, reddish. Can't really tell what would go with that darker skin. We can do red. I like red. That could be a fun color. I love that hair. Okay. I'm not being too overly careful about those jeans, but you know, just adding it in there. Okay, so we're gonna do a reddish hair, but I think I'm gonna err like on the side of pink. So it's gonna be like a pinkish red. So I'm gonna go R89, R59, R29. And then we're gonna go over into the pink. So like 85 and 83. Nope, I don't want 29. I want 46. Okay, here we go. All right, so we're going to start with R89. Now, her hair is like wavy or curly. So I'm going to follow the artist drawn lines, and I'm going to create these little curls. Around her ears. I'm going to do this one this way. And then where this girl is leaving a shadow, do that. I'm going to make these ones just a skosh longer. It's a true measuring term there, just a skosh. It's away from the keyboard, and when you mentioned about her hair thin lines, I'm the flip of you. I found that I get better hair thin lines going away from me and experiment a bit to find my comfort zone. Yes, it really depends on where your comfort zone is. Some days, if I'm going away from my body, I can get much thinner lines. Like you notice right now, I'm going away from my body. So it really just depends. Some days going towards my body, I get much thinner lines. So it's all, like you said, wherever your comfort level is and how you feel that day. I don't know. How much coffee you've drank, and if Jupiter is in a line with Mars and all that stuff. You guys are still in total lockdown, aren't you, Rajaki? Kate, whatever. It's weird. I don't know what to call you now. You guys are in complete lockdown. Wendy, where are you from? R59. And since I've already done the hard work of like laying down the groundwork, these subsequent colors will go a lot faster. So with this R59, I'm just coming up from the bottom of all of these curls to just sort of add, kind of punch it home that that is where the shadow is coming from. Florida. BC mostly. Okay. Well, Idaho here, where I'm at, my town just opened everything. Restaurants are back to 100% capacity. School kids don't have to wear masks anymore. My son's been in school the whole time. They never closed down his school, and he never had virtual learning this year. Towards the end of last year, he had a few weeks where they had virtual learning, but for this year, not at all. So yeah, they opened everything up. Ha ha ha. You're silly. Okay, R83. This is where that kind of pink hue is coming into it. How fun is that? Good choice on the red hair. Oh, sorry, that was R85. Now is R83. Okay. So I'm going to color her blue jeans now. Your governor and our governor must be twins. I love the tours coming in. Makes me very nervous. Yeah, you guys have a huge tourism industry. We don't. I think that our governor is just like tired of it. He's just like, whatever. Kind of lose track of how closed we are here because I'm an introvert, enjoying being able to avoid people. Me too. Rajagi, totally. I'm so with you. So B99, this is my favorite denim blend. I color, so I don't find myself leaving the house like all that often. And then they have these cool programs like Instacart and stuff like that. So it's like an introvert's paradise. And I'm one of those people that's a very extroverted introvert, meaning like I love to interact with people, but like you said, Rajaki, like online, or like not in real life. So the fact that we have like all of these social media outlets and stuff has really, really been helpful. And I love that people are turning to, watching Facebook Lives and YouTube and, stuff like that, and really kind of connecting that way to the other, especially for tourism as well as cross province. The border to the US is still shut. Yeah. Yeah. So to me, it really hasn't been too awfully terrible, but I know for some of my friends it's been really incredibly hard. Especially a bunch of my Canadian friends, because they're on like serious lockdown, and like to the point where they get stopped, I guess, like between provinces, that like you have to have, an essential worker badge, or you have to be like be able to prove that you're going to do whatever it is that you're going to do. Right? Where it's your choice to avoid people and not the government's choice. Hi, Jude. You can comment. Hooray! That you guys can't even like go out into the bush or anything. You can't go like camping, or like kayaking, or stuff like that. And that's tough on a lot of people because that's where they find that solace. That's where they find that, like, okay, so if I can't go be around people, I can go camping, or we call it going out to the forest or something like that. You guys call it going out to the bush, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, not the virus's choice. B93. So, yeah, COVID has been really difficult on a lot of people, and not just people like, yes, only if you use your laptop. That is really weird, June. Facebook is mean. I gotta tell you. Now, we'll add the finishing touches on those later. But what color of shirt would you like her to have? Feel free. Let's choose a color. Right. Go travel and actually see places, but not necessarily people. What color would you like her shirt? Any ideas? I'm gonna choose a color for the other girl's skirt just while we're waiting. I'm gonna choose my favorite olive color. Red. Wendy, is your favorite color red? Purple. All right, we'll do purple. All right, so when I'm coloring a full skirt like this, first of all, I'm going to go ahead and put in where the cast shadows would be. So that's going to create kind of an outline a little bit. Okay, then I'm going to add shadows where I think that the shadows would be. So I know that her dress is going to fall where her legs are. And then that same thing is going to happen right here. So this is going to add a little bit of movement to that big open space there. And then I'll add a little bit of shadow here to this corner. Okay, then I'll also add a little bit of shadow coming down from the top to meet those lines. And that's how you add pleats to a skirt. Oh, well, don't worry about that. Like, usually to play off of the darker skin tone, you want brighter colors. And it'll help that skin tone to not look, you know, quite so dark or to draw your eye. So we're going to go with some bright colors. I love bright colors. I am with you, girl. I am not a pastel style colorist. And then I'll turn this upside down. I think my husband's watching golf again. I don't know why he watches golf. Like, it's so boring to me. I just can't. I just can't. YG95. Like, I understand the skill and athleticism and professionalism and all that stuff that goes into playing golf. And matter of fact, we have a friend that used to play on the PGA Tour. And so, like, I understand the amount of work and athleticism and stuff that goes into being a golfer. And I know the sacrifices that those guys make. Holy cow, because they travel so much. Like, so much. But watching golf on TV is just like Snorefest to me. I would watch more like when our family friend played golf, just to be able to be like, I know that guy. I know that person. Not that it mattered, because it was like just me and my husband here watching. So like, he's like, yeah, I know, we know him. Yay. But yeah. All right. So purple shirt. My aunt has been a caddy mom at her local golf course for LPGA matches there. She's an avid golfer. Well, there you go. I used to work at a pro shop. So, I mean, I have a fairly good understanding of all the things golf. But yeah, it takes so long that unless you're actively playing it, it just seems like, I don't know, not something very entertaining to watch on TV. I guess I understand if you're like, you know, he usually has his iPad too. My husband usually has his iPad too. And so he's like, you know, surfing Instagram and watching golf. So it's something that you can easily split your attention. All right. So same thing I did with the skirt. I kind of do that with the shirt as well. I like to add, you know, where she would have a shadow under her chest, where the shirt material would kind of fold on itself, sort of bunch up a little bit. But remember, we're coloring no lines here. So we don't want to just like outline the whole shirt, because that's not how it would look. So V15. So now I'm going to come in from this side, because this is going to start to fold away from the camera, as it were. There we go. Jude, you're being awfully quiet out there. My dad was also an avid golfer, and my aunt suggested get him. It probably was his last practical joke on her. Sorry, that took me a minute to read. It probably was his last practical joke on her. That's funny. He probably totally hit it, knowing that she would go searching for it. And hit it in a very illogical place just for that reason. I would totally do something like that. Absolutely. All right, so what color shirt for her? I think I'm also going to give this girl purple shoes because, like, your shoes would totally match your shirt, right? In her world, her shoes match her shirt. Right, maybe it was his own logical place. Yellow. All right, we'll do yellow. That sounds great. Wendy's going all bright, bold, bright colors. She's like, yellow shirt. We're going full Monty now. I kind of went a little over the top with her shoes, so I'm going to rein that in a bit. Looks like she has a clown shoe on. There we go. That's a little better. All right, yellow. All right, so we have Y19. Now the biggest part about doing this yellow is to not pick up a whole bunch of red from her hair to make this orange. I'm also going to show you a fun trick. We're going to add some pattern to her shirt as well. Okay. I don't know if you can see that. Yellow and Copics is always a little bit difficult to work with because they don't have a super big range of yellows. And so you're kind of at the mercy of their light washed out yellows. So that's why I like to do things like add to their, like add patterns and stuff to their shirts. So I'm going to give her black shoes because I feel like maybe she'd have little like ballet flats on or something like that. So she's wearing her little like ballet flats with her skirt and shirt. So that was 100. And then this is C9. And then this is C5. So she has on little ballet flats. As for y'all, I thought I would learn something. Yes, so Copic, 100 and 110, I'll tell you in just a second. So Copic, with their yellows, they don't have a super large array, so you have to be very careful about choosing something that's a very orangey yellow for your shadow or a brown for your shadow. Even sometimes a lavender will work good for your shadow. I chose a very orangey yellow in Y19. And then you have to go very, very, very light for your highlight. So Y00, Y11, Y quadruple 0, anything like that. Those will help you a lot more in your highlight. I'm not too awful worried because I'm going to add a little bit of a pattern to her shirt, so it's not going to be a huge thing for me. Rajaki, so 100 and 110. 110 has a warm base to it, and 100 has a cool base to it. So your 100s is going to go with your C's and your N's, and your 110 is going to go with your T's and your W's. All right. Okay, so to add a little pattern to her shirt, I'm going to grab my 0.03 multi-liner, and I'm going to grab a white jelly pin. And I'm going to start, I'm going to give her like a little plaid shirt. And I'm just sketching in these lines. Okay, so there's my vertical lines. Gotta run, work beckons. Have a good day at work. Now the big thing when you're putting in a pattern on her shirt is to try to make sure that you're going along with the shape of her body. Okay, so now it's just like checkers. Hi, Tyler. You are late to the party and you should see how many markers I've used. So now it's just like checkers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another line. And that'll make it look more like that plaid that we're going for. Okay, since I have my multi-liner out, I'm going to go ahead and add her eyes. And I'm going to add little eyelashes. Do the same thing with this girl. Okay, now what I'm going to do yes, you'll be able to replay this later. I post everything on my YouTube channel. And so if you're in the Sweet Sentiment Stamps and Friends group and also on the YouTube, if you follow my YouTube, then you'll be able to see all of the lives. Tyler knows. Thank you for joining us, Wendy. I appreciate it. And adding some threads here to her ripped jeans. Okay. Since I have R83 out, even fur mamas, that's right. To you too, Wendy, thank you. I'm going to use the same color for both of their mouths. There we go. And then I always like to kind of, tone that down just a little bit because I feel like it's so bright. So this is where I come back in and just kind of shape it a little bit so that it's not like so over the top bright color. Then I'm going to go back to my multi-liner and I'm going to frame in her glasses. And then don't forget like the little nose piece. There we go. And now her glasses are all framed in. I should probably do the little arm that goes behind her ear. There we go. So now we have our cute little girls all colored up. So, probably on Monday, we will color a background for these little girls, and I will show you some fun things to do with a background and a way to place these little stamps into a scene. So I'll post this to the YouTube and to the Facebook group, Sweet Sentiment Stamps and Friends. And this is the awesome Friends stamp set. So you can pick that up in the store. And I guess that is everything today. So I'll see you guys all later and have a wonderful Mother's Day weekend. I will be back on Monday. So, toodles!